Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting, titillating, orgasmic edition of Radical Rock and Record Reviews. And I'm once again your host, Wild Ride Bassist Mick Watkins. And today, guys, we're going to do the album review. The new vinyl unboxing of Rob Zombie's brand new. I think it's been out for 2 weeks. We're going to do a review and unboxing of Rob Zombie's brand new release. I gotta read it, but here it is anyway. Check it out. Rob Zombie's new album. Check it out. Ooh, yeah, baby. The Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy. Dude, I don't know if I could say that title over and over and over and over and over again. I don't know if I'll ever, people be like, hey, Mick, what's the name of Rob Zombie's last album? I don't know. I'd probably, like I have done his last 2 or 3, I'd just call it the Lunar Injection, because I can't remember all that Kool-Aid Eclipse conspiracy stuff. But anyway, guys, this is the brand new Rob Zombie album. It's been out now, I think, for about 2 weeks. 2 weeks, came out, I believe, what was it? March 12th, I believe. Anyway, that morning, Friday morning, me and my son, Grayson, got in the car, drove to one of my favorite places to buy music, the FYE at the Jefferson Mall here in Louisville, Kentucky. And a buddy of mine, his name is Mike Miller, he's the manager of it. So, we walk into FYE and I'm like, Mike, do you have the new Rob Zombie? And Mike goes, this crushed my heart. He goes, dude, it's not in yet. But I just talked to UPS and it should be coming any minute now. So I was like, yes, because, I want to support FYE. I want to support Mike's business. I didn't want to have to run over to Target and get it somewhere like that. You know what I mean? So me and Mike are sitting around shooting the shit. And all of a sudden, a delivery man comes in. A delivery man in a brown outfit. UPS delivery man comes in with a bunch of boxes on like a dolly. And sure enough, Mike gets his switchblade out, starts slicing through all the boxes and stuff, and sure enough, he found this very copy on CD of Rob Zombie's brand new release, the Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy. Was that correct? It was, yeah! But anyway, so yeah, I got my copy, and me and Mike were sitting there talking about Rob Zombie and John 5 and Louder Than Life and all kinds of just cool rock and roll shit. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of other dudes came in and, wanting this. And then we end up sitting around and hanging out in the middle of FYE for 45 minutes talking about Rob Zombie, talking about this new album, talking about the new Alice Cooper album, Detroit Stories, And it was so freaking cool. It was like the good old days, man. Back in the 90s, back whenever physical media was like the number one outlet for people consuming music, So we end up sitting around for 45 minutes just talking shit about music and stuff, talking about Wild Ride, my band. I think I made some new fans that day. But yeah, it was really freaking cool and a perfect way to experience the new Rob Zombie album. Plus, I got it on vinyl, of course. Check it. I got the CD and the vinyl, baby. The Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy. I think I got it down. But anyway, guys, let's get into this album. I don't want to bore you to death with all that, but I thought that was really cool. Just sitting in a record store, and hanging out with your friends, talking music. Man, I miss those days. Those are the good old days. But you know what? For those that still give a shit, for those that still rock, CDs and records and shit, dude, we still live that lifestyle and we have good times with it. But anyway, let's get into the new album. I just want to say right here, before I get into the full review, dude, Rob Zombie, the Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy is a great, great album if you're a fan of Rob Zombie. I think Rob Zombie's either love or hate artist. I've been a fan since the 90s. I really dig Rob Zombie's music. Always have. Very important artist in my lineage of hard rock and heavy metal. So anyway, let's get into the album review. Of course, I got my handy dandy notebook right here. And let's get to the Rob Zombie chapter. Oh, so here it is. All right, got my notes. All right, so check this out. Rob Zombie. Track number 1, Expanding the Head of Zed. All right? It starts off with it, hallelujah, hallelujah. Sounds like you're getting ready to have some kind of a Baptist, Southern Christian religious experience, and that's not getting ready to happen at all. I would say it's more like a welcome to hell invite, if anything. But anyway, yeah, I wrote down the Expanding the Head of Zed, cool intro, classic, typical Rob Zombie. I mean, what else would you expect, honestly? Track number 2, The Triumph of King Freak. Now this, I believe, was the first single released from this album. And right out of the gate, dude, I was like, this is badass. This is badass. I really thought, like I've said, I really liked all of Rob Zombie's solo albums. Some I've liked more than others. But I really think ever since his last album, what was it called? The Electric Warlock Acid Witch. That's all I know. That's all I know. The Electric Warlock Acid Witch. I really thought with that album, his last one, I think in 2016, I thought that album was a great, going in the right direction. I was like, man, this retains the sound that he had built up with his solo albums. But it also a little bit harkened back to, you know, the White Zombie days, you know, in particular, Astro Creep 2000, which is a very good album, of course. A little bit of La Sextorcisto Devil Music Volume 1, but more in that Astro Creep 2000 vein. So I was like, dude, if he just continues going on that route, dude, we're going to have some great killer classic Rob Zombie. And The Triumph of King Freak does it, dude. It does it. My notes say, badass song. One of my favorite songs on the album. Very White Zombie, Astro Creep vibe, sounding. Killer John 5 guitar solo. And I'm telling you what, on this album right here, dude, I think this is John 5's 5th album with Rob Zombie. John 5 leaves his DNA and his guitar riffage and licks all over this album. This is the best album with John 5's influence. John 5's influence is all over this album right here. It's excellent. Excellent. Track number 3, Ballad of Sleazy Rider. Favorite song on the album. Most definitely, I love this song. I say that, but then there's some other really, really good songs that, as of right now, I think the Ballad of Sleazy Rider is my favorite, but we'll see as time marches on. Favorite song on the album, great groove in the main riff, great chorus, great, awesome, infectious chorus. The lyrics, I consider them all irrational, sucking up for God who wants it all. Every time I hear those lyrics about sucking off a God that wants it all, I always, like I'm sitting there driving in my car, I always kind of crack up because it sounds funny hearing Rob Zombie talk about somebody getting sucked off. I don't know. You know how it is. My mind is in the gutter sometimes, and I think that's kind of hilarious for my sophomoric sense of humor that I have. I'm sorry. Yeah, really great song. Track number 4, Hovering Over the Dull Earth. This is my thanks. Pointless, but cool. You know, and this album's got a lot of these little interludes. This album right here has got like 17 tracks. And I would say maybe like half of those are these cool little instrumental guitar passages that John 5 does, and like lots of like synthesized keyboards, industrial sounds, and nightmarish kind of sound effects. And at first, whenever I wrote this review, I was like, you know, these are kind of pointless. Why not just have all the songs? But then I realized that these little like interludes in between the songs are like the thread, man. They're like the thread that ties this whole album together. And I believe those interludes are the reason that this album has such a good flow. And that's one of the things that Mike, my buddy that works at FYA, he was saying that this album has such a good flow to it. And I totally agree. It's got a perfect flow. Of any Rob Zombie album, I think it has the best flow. And it just almost makes this whole album seem like one big, almost like a dream. Almost like it's one big song with just many, you know, ups and downs and valleys and shit. It's badass. It's badass. So anyway, track number 5, Shadow of the Cemetery Man. Another favorite of mine. Rob's voice sounds so badass on this. Great riff during the chorus. Perfect, classic Rob Zombie song. I'm a cemetery man. Wow! That's the song playing in the background. Shadow of the Cemetery Man. Awesome. Track number 6. A brief static hum. And then. Dot, 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 dot. Another neat intro. Kind of dumb, but honestly helps with the flow of the album. And I put it kind of dumb. The notes, I said that. I disagree. Like I said, all these interludes are really a huge part of what makes this album so great, in my opinion. Wild Ride bassist Mick Watkins, otherwise known as Dick Twatkins. So then we go into track number 7. 18th Century Cannibals. Excitable Morlocks and a one-way ticket on the ghost train. That's what I wrote down in my notes. I was like, 18th Century Cannibals. That's all I need to know. Or you could just call this song Ghost Train, really. That's probably what it should be called. But this song is badass, okay? This song is in style. There it is playing in the background. Yeah! Yeah! Get down! Yeah! But anyway, it's fucking bluegrass Rob Zombie, which you know is totally John 5, because John 5 is really into country music and bluegrass because he grew up on a show that I actually grew up on too with my grandparents, Hee Haw. I used to watch the shit out of Hee Haw as a kid. Conway Twitty. What's that old lady that had like the tea bag? No, it's a tea bag. When I was a kid, I thought this was a tea bag, but it's a price tag hanging from her hat. Minnie Pearl, I think was her name. But anyway, total John 5 on this song. Bluegrass Zombie. Bluegrass Rob Zombie. You think, God, that would fucking suck. But dude, listen to it. That's badass. That's really, I'm not a bluegrass fan, but it works, dude. And it's kind of very in style of like something like Alice Cooper would do, you know, because Rob Zombie's very much kind of in the style of Alice Cooper, which is one of his probably his biggest heroes. But yeah, Bluegrass Zombie sounds weird, but I fucking love it, dude. Very Alice Cooper. Get on board the ghost train. Get on board the ghost train. Killer song. Love it. So far, this album's crushing it, dude. No duds. No shitty songs. Track number 8. The Internal Struggles of the Howling Man. Another modern classic Rob Zombie song, dude. My notes. Heavy metal zombie. Love this fucking song. Rob Zombie classic. Needs to be a set list staple. This song kinda, in a lot of ways, and if you've heard it, you might know what I mean if you kind of open your mind a little bit. Kind of reminds me of Black Sabbath, Symptom of the Universe. That main riff, very reminiscent of Black Sabbath, Symptom of the Universe. In structure. And with the weird funky breakdown in the middle, it goes from like this Black Sabbath heavy metal riff to like this 70s disco R&B funk breakdown. It's so Rob Zombie. In lots of ways, it's so Alice Cooper influenced. And it's pretty badass. And honestly, my notes say, no, fuck the Ballad of Sleazy Rider. The Eternal Struggles of the Howling Man is my favorite song. So far, either one of those. 9. Now this is a badass song, another interlude called the much talked of Metamorphosis. Beautiful guitar interlude by John 5. Love it. Wish there was more of it. I think it only lasts for maybe like a minute and a half, if that. And honestly, I think, dude, John 5 could have easily made a 3 or 4 minute song out of the much talked of Metamorphosis. Excellent song on this excellent album. Man, good shit. Number 10, another great song. The Satanic Rites of Blackula. Okay? Another heavy, up-tempo banger of a song. Another tune that would translate great live. Period. Badass. Complete badass. Okay? Track number 11. Showers. There's that riff. The Eternal Struggles of the Howling Man. What's that? totally sounds like Black Sabbath. Fuck, it's awesome, dude. That's my favorite track for sure. But anyway, track number 11, Shower of Stones. Weird ass cool shit. Love the popping sounds in the background, kind of like this laboratory. This kind of Dr. Frankenstein laboratory. Got little sound effects in the background. I don't know. I might be kind of crazy, but that's what I hear. I hear these laboratory kind of sounds in the background. Anyway, cool. Track number 12, Shake Your Ass, Smoke Your Grass. Cool groove on this one. Awesome bass playing by Piggy D. I can picture an arena crowd singing along with fists in the air saying, shake your ass, smoke your grass. Cool song. Would definitely work great and definitely translate great in a live setting. Track number 3, Boom, Boom, Boom. Very doomy zombie. More cool bass sounds from Piggy D. Kind of gives me the vibe of Rob Zombie's solo album from 2006, Educated Horses, a little bit. Very cool atmosphere. Very cool atmosphere in that one. I love that song. It's another great track. Track number 14, What You Gonna Do With That Gun, Mama? Cool drum intro. The drums, killing it. Ginger Fish killing it on the drums. Good stuff. Another intro, another interlude. Track number 15, another favorite of mine. I mean, you could put this along with Ballad of Sleazy Rider, The Eternal Struggles of Howling Man, Shadow the Cemetery Man, Get Loose. Get Loose is a bad. Get loose, you wanna fuck a star. Get loose. Oh, Get Loose, another badass tune. Give me the right stuff. Give me the right stuff. Love that part. That's very cool. Very cool chant. I can picture the crowd once again. Give me the right stuff. Give me the right stuff. Very cool. Love the ending guitar riff. That could have went on for another 3 minutes or so with John 5 just ripping ass all over it, dude. Excellent. Excellent stuff. So track number 16, The Serenity of Witches. Dig it. Another dreamy, lucid style interlude. It almost kind of, dude, like I said, all those interludes, those weird ass sound effects, tie this album together. And like I just said, give it this very dreamy, lucid, dark, nightmarish kind of vibe and aspect, you know. At first I was like, man, all these interludes are kind of a waste of time. But they're not, dude. They're not. They're so important to this album. Love it. Track number 17, the final track, Crow Killer Blues. Man, bad ass. Killer riff that just punches you whoosh, in the fucking face. Okay? Cool, heavy, epic song. Love the church organ in the chorus. 'Cause I am a crow killer. Dude, Rob screaming, crow killer. So just killer. Some of his best vocals ever. I'm talking about from the days in White Zombie. I'm talking about throughout his whole solo career. Some of Rob Zombie's best vocals in that. Crow killer. I just think it's so good, dude. So that sums it up, the whole album. My final notes were great release. Great album. Honestly, one of Rob Zombie's best. John 5 is all over this record. The album has perfect flow. Very atmosphere, almost dreamlike in ways. Seems like one big song. Which whenever I first got this release, I was like, you know what? All the songs kind of sound the same. All the songs kind of sound alike. And Samantha, my girlfriend, even said the same thing. And at first, that was one of the kind of critiques I had. Negative critiques. But now, I think that's a great aspect of it. I love that aspect of this album. So, you know, all in all, blah, 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 blah. Comparing this to Rob Zombie's work with White Zombie and all of his previous solo albums, I would honestly say, and I know you get a lot of hype when an album comes out from an artist that you love. But as I state right now, I honestly think this is one of, if not Rob Zombie's best solo album. I have one album, my number one favorite, that's been my favorite for years, that I don't know if this album is gonna kind of kick that off the throne or not. But we'll see. Honestly, I'm thinking it might. But I'm gonna save that for the eventual Rob Zombie album ranking that comes probably, hopefully, maybe later this year. So anyway, comparing this to all of the Rob Zombie stuff in the past, comparing this to Rob Zombie's discography only, not everything else in the world, I would honestly give this album 5 stars. 5 stars, and I swear, dude, I think it's a perfect album. There's not really one thing on the Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy that I don't like. I think the flow's great, the songwriting's great, some of Rob Zombie's best catchy choruses, the guitar riffs are killing it, Piggy D's killing it on the bass with all the cool fucking groove, Ginger Fish killing it on the drums. I love this band that Rob has now, which he's had since, I guess, what was the first album? Well, the first album with this full lineup was the Rat Regeneration Vendor in 2013. So you know what? Just my opinion, Mick Watkins, otherwise known as Dick Watkins, bassist of Wild Rat, I think this is a perfect Rob Zombie album. Quite possibly his best solo album. That's my opinion. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it! So yeah, there's the CD. Love it. For the past 2 weeks, I've been cranking this album a lot. There's the cool artwork on the inside. And I think these illustrations or pictures that Rob Zombie drew as a kid. But anyway, I'll save that for the vinyl. So yeah, now we got the record. I pre-ordered this probably back around Thanksgiving, November or so, off Rob Zombie's website. Here's the vinyl. This is the blue and green swirl blue and green swirl with blue and black splattered vinyl. Includes a 28-page booklet, parental advisory, explicit content. But check that out. Yeah, there's the hype sticker right there. There's the cool album. I love this album cover. I truly think this is one of Rob Zombie's best album covers. You know, in ways with kind of this green kind of image to the cover, and then like you kind of see these kind of weird like circles and shit. This album cover kind of reminds me a little bit in the color scheme and the design of Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is Saucer Full of Secrets. I think this album cover kind of has that cool kind of vibe. So, you know, like I've taught you for almost a full year. This show's been almost going for a year. Radical Rock and Record Reviews is getting ready to have a 1-year birthday. And this whole time I've been teaching you guys the best way to open a vinyl record is with a guitar pick. So you find the slit. You know all about that. I know some of you guys are great slit finders. And some of you guys might not have ever found a slit. Joking. Anyway, the slit has been penetrated. And, you know, if I can, I might save the hype sticker. So here it is. Ooh, I like this. This record's got a very good matte finish. So check it out. Ooh, look at that. A clean pull off, clean pull out. Check it out. Yep. The hype sticker will probably be saved. Oh, yeah. So yeah, check it out without the glare. Man, it's such a badass album cover. Quite possibly my favorite Rob Zombie album cover. There's the back. But yeah, anyway, you know, Rob Zombie did a lot of these illustrations in the album, I think when he was a kid. And this is Rob Zombie's first release on the mighty Nuclear Blast Records. And one thing that I showed you on the Accept to Mean to Die album unboxing, vinyl unboxing, is that, dude, Nuclear Blast gets it. And they give a shit. To avoid seam splitting, look, to avoid seam splitting, which I fucking hate, they always put their vinyl records in the middle of the gatefold, which is a very, very considerate and awesome idea. So yeah, the jacket's got a cool matte finish. I like that. Kind of fits the vibe of the kind of old school paper that Rob Zombie drew that picture on. So you open up the gatefold and check it out, dude. Rob Zombie, the legendary killer Rob Zombie, chilling, just sitting back going, bitch, this album rules. Crank it. So yeah, there's that. Is there anything in this? No, not anything in there. And then, oh man, you know, this is awesome. It's almost like a damn tour book. The 28-page booklet. Check that out. That's very cool. Love the illustrations. Love the pictures on this album. I'm telling you, this album You know, sometimes you get caught up in the hype of artist or band's new album you love, and you're like, oh my god, I love this. And then 6 months to a year later, that hype is worn off, and you're like, this album's good, but not as good as what I originally thought. I truly don't think this album's hype is going to wear off. I really do think it's Rob Zombie's best, or one of his best albums solo-wise, or it might be his very best, honestly. But there's some awesome pictures of Sherry Moon Zombie. You know, and talking about Rob Zombie for the first time on the channel, you know, I've been a big fan of Rob Zombie, White Zombie, since the 90s, since back in the day. And I have to be honest, while I'm a big Rob Zombie fan musically, I'm not a fan of his movies. And you all have watched the show know that I love horror movies. That's another passion of mine, rock and roll and horror movies. Check out that cool image of John 5. That's badass. I love that. But yeah, and you know, I'm a big movie or a big horror movie fan, and I really don't like any of his movies, especially the fucking Halloweens. Ugh. I thought his Halloween remakes were awful, dude. Awful. The only movie of his that I really kind of semi-liked was probably House of a Thousand Corpses, and even that was very derivative of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But yeah, I'm not a fan of, check that out. One of Rob Zombie's original childhood illustrations, I believe. Not a big fan. Oh, I like this picture of Blackula. Yeah, but anyway, not that big of a fan of Rob Zombie's movies. I'm not a fan of them at all. I like that shake your ass, smoke your grass kind of image. That's badass. That almost kind of looks like the artwork that's on the back of Les Exorcisto. Look at that, Devil Music, Volume 1. Here's an awesome picture of the band. Ginger Fish, John 5, Rob Zombie, and Piggy D. But yeah, this is so cool, dude. You know, and in the age of streaming and, you know, people just want to stream their music. Dude, you're so fucking getting cheated. There's no experience with streaming. There's no cool stuff like this. That's why, for as long as it's made, vinyl and CDs are it for me, baby. The Red Ball, yeah! You can't get the experience that I did of going to a record store and hanging out with a bunch of geeky friends, talking shop, and then you get home and you get this. Can't beat it, man. Physical music, physical media is the way to go. Fuck streaming. Even though I do stream at work, you know, I don't want to take a CD player with me to work or a tape deck. All right, so here it is, the unveiling of the vinyl with a black and green and swirl or something. Here it is. Oh, let's see what it looks like. First time you're seeing it. Let me open my eyes. Wow, dude. Pretty freaking killer, man. I let a little secret out. Neon green is my favorite color, and that's why I bought this. Not 180 gram, maybe 140 or something, but that's, dude, I'm not a vinyl snob. Really, honestly, for me, I think vinyl is more of a kind of collectability thing. I mean, I like to spin vinyl, of course, but most of the time, whenever I'm listening to music, it's always the CDs, not really the vinyl per se. I just like to collect records, man. I think that's so fucking cool. And I will definitely spin this. Look at that up in the light. Badass, badass. Very pleased with this album. Like I said, 5 stars. I think it's one of Rob Zombie's best. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for hanging out with me and joining me on this latest episode of Radical Rock and Record Reviews. If you like this video and you want to check out more, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join me on this journey of rock and roll and heavy metal madness. And don't forget to check out my band Wild Ride. Ooh, baby, we're finally hitting the stage once again for almost the first time in a year, April 30th here in Louisville, Kentucky at the Louisville Billiards Club. It's going to be a hot night, one wild night. So check out Wild Ride. If you dig classic 70s and 80s hard rock with a heavy metal, classic metal edge, or a modern metal edge per se, check out Wild Ride. Check out on official Wild Ride on Instagram. Check out Wild Ride, WYLDRYDE on Facebook. Check us out on Bandcamp, wildride.bandcamp.com, where you can get the new City Streets CD remastered. You can get Wild Ride patches, t-shirts, trucker hats, stickers, autographed posters. We got it all rocking. And check out the new Wild Ride YouTube channel. Check out live awesome videos of us rocking and backstage interviews and backstage videos of us just getting drunk and having fun. So guys, I want to thank you all for just joining me. And like I said, I've been doing this channel for almost a year now. Radical Rock and Record Reviews is almost a year old. And I want to thank everybody that's joined me on this ride. And thank you for just supporting me and my band. You guys are fucking killer. And I will see you later. Oh yeah, and today we got the sad news. Rest in peace to one of the greatest, most lethal rock and roll managers of all time. With the great band, Spinal Tap. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Sound like Mike Tyson. Rest in peace, Ian Faith. Dude, we love you. And rest in peace, buddy. Ian Faith of Spinal Tap fame. Moment of silence for old Ian Faith. See you guys. Peace.